Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 15N US32D. This is a stainless steel flush pole. Flush poles are very typical and common, mostly in commercial settings, although you will occasionally see them in a residential setting when someone's looking for a bit more modern style, heavy-duty type, perhaps Spartan or utilitarian type look. You would probably see these, but you'll generally see them in commercial settings. This is the 15N, and that means this pole is what it means. This is in the 32D finish, which means two things. It means solid stainless steel. It's all stainless, and it's in a brushed finish. I'm just trying to peel away a little bit of the protective paper here, so you can see that it's a brushed finish on there. And again, this item is 100% stainless. There's nothing magnetic about it. Well, for being type 304 stainless anyway. Where are you going to use this? Well, primarily on sliding doors, but not exclusively. You could use them on doors that swing out as well. And why someone might want that is because they don't want or can't have projecting hardware. This item is not handicap compliant, so keep that in mind. If you have a handicap requirement for a sliding door, this would not be compatible, but we can help you with sliding door hardware that is compatible with ADA requirements. Generally, bypassing doors. Occasionally, you'll have swinging doors hung on pivots, things of that nature. Installing this material is really a joy, quite frankly. It's practically very easy. Because it's an operation where you can use your router, a real good preparation to use your router with. And I suppose that you might consider mortising this by hand with a hammer and chisel, but I sure would not even remotely begin to recommend that. This is going to be a wooden template that you're going to clamp down to the door, and then your router, your plunge router, and you're just going to work that. There is a link below this video to the template, and let's get into that because it will dovetail in from our conversation of how to install the item. Now, first of all, overall dimensions. 5" is the overall height. That's indeed correct. Overall width, we're looking at 3.5 inch. 3.5. Yes, that's the number we're looking for. They have a thickness of the flange material at 1/8 of an inch. We've got a depth of the body, which I don't see that they give. Not that it really so much matters. But now we're getting into the preparation for the mortise. They want a 7/8 of an inch deep pocket, and that would be adequate. They want you to prep that height at 4 1/16, and that would be adequate as well. And that's only 3 3/4 or so. But when you go up to 4 1/16, I want to study that. Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, that would be fine. 4 1/16, and then the width. And 2 3/4. So yeah, that would be adequate. What I don't love about this model, not that it really matters, is that this bucket is back here welded onto the unit. What that means is you've got to make that preparation 4 1/16 high enough to get around that flange, so you're coming right underneath and below where those screws are located. The width is okay at 2 3/4, but you're going to come real close to those screws, which I obviously don't love. If it was me, I might get fancy and do 2 preparations and only do for these plates just the thickness of it to give clearance, only going down into the face of the door, say 1/8 of an inch, to give clearance for those 2 plates, so that my prep didn't have to be so close, you know, because you're going to be prepping here and then around down here. You're getting awfully close to that screw hole. You're going to be basically there, which I don't love. I've never prepped for a Hager unit in the past. And I might try to measure and mimic the profile. If I was making a template, measure and mimic the profile of this so that I could maximize my distance from the screw hole is the point I'm trying to make. Total of 6 you're going to need, and that's, I think, unique to Hager. 4 on the outside, and then you got 1 here in the bucket, and the other here in the, not bucket, but the recessed area. And those screws are indeed included. So the mortise preparation they're asking you for, I don't have any problem with. They're showing a 5/16 radius for that corner. 5/16 times 2, that's a 5/8 bit. You're probably going to be working with a 1/2 inch bit. It'd probably be the one that you have in your router, but this is calling for a 5/8 of an inch bit. So keep that in mind as well. This is going to be available from the Hager in lots of different finishes. Let's go through them. US 10 satin bronze, 10B for oil rub bronze, 26 for polished chrome, 26D for satin chrome. They even show a 28, which would be aluminum. That would be an aluminum base material and aluminum, clear anodized aluminum finish. I've never seen that actually in aluminum. US 3, I've lost count. US 3 for polished brass, US 32D for stainless steel, and then US 4 for satin brass. Brass-based material, stainless-based material, apparently aluminum-based material. There's also a link below this video to the product catalog where you can review the 15N against all of its sister products. The The 16N is very common. The 17N is very common on page 2. The 15N is very common. Looking at the rest of these, studying the difference, you can have them that are through bolted. So if you've got an application where you don't want someone to tamper with the holes, you would want like the 15P, that's going to be the security style. Okay. The 15C is a model that is available only in stainless steel, but has the same overall dimensional properties. Considered heavy duty. Not exactly sure why they're calling it heavy duty. Let's compare that. C. It is certainly not immediately clear to me why or what the difference is between the two. So I paused the video because I needed to find out the difference between the 15N, which is what we're looking at here, and the 15C. The C now is, they call it heavy duty, and it's because the cup is welded to the face. I had indicated earlier that the 15N is because it's a typo in the catalog, but they couldn't both be welded cup to the face. Well, I called Hager, and they were able to confirm my suspicion that the 15N cup, it's not welded to the face. There's actually an adhesive that's down in here. You can kind of see it right, right at the tip of my finger that runs along there. And I wouldn't consider that to be to the detriment of the 15N. Who's going to get in there and push on it? I don't think that would be a problem. However, you would certainly not use a 15N in situations where it might be a timeout room, or it might be a situation where you can't suffer the possibility that that cup could be forcefully removed. You might not want to use it in a hospital, in a nursing home, things of that nature. So technically this cup is not welded, it is put down with adhesive. Okay, that would be the difference. Now, finally, there is a link below this. We were going over the different models in the product catalog, and you know, that link to the product catalog is very handy because it will allow you to review all of those different items. And before I wrap this up, I had mentioned the ADA compliance. If you're looking for one that's ADA compliant, you're going to need to be down at the end of the catalog looking at the 27N or the 27P, because it will give you the adequate size for handicap requirements to get the hand into the unit to properly operate it, whereas a 15 series is just too small for it to operate. Okay. When you're back to the routing, when you're going to install this, be sure to install it at a height compatible with the other locks that are installed in the space. You could have, and it could be, that you've got a 100-foot long hallway, and you've got levers or knobs, levers probably going all the way down the hallway, and you've got closet doors on either side. You want that line of sight to be compatible all the way down, so you might want to take an audit of the rest of the preps in the building before you determine what this is going to be, just for visual purposes, if nothing else. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Hager products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Now, the name Hager is synonymous with practically everything door hardware related, and in fact, everything except the door and frame itself. They can sell you the hinges, and of course that's their namesake, Hager Hinge. But it's a lot more than just hinges with Hager. They'll be able to supply you with door closers, lock sets, exit devices, electrified hardware, weather stripping, trim and auxiliary hardware, sliding door material, continuous hinges, and that line continues to seem to grow all the time. If you have any questions on the Hager 15N and a 32D flush pole or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.